Hi. My opponents have been claiming over and over again that Obamacare isn't expensive, that there's rebates or subsidies or something, that the government is just going to give you a handout. Like this money is going to magically pop out of the air and they're just going to give you free health care. Well, that's not true. Costs will go up for the average middle class family. That's basically what it's attacking. Obamacare wasn't supposed to target the middle class, just the upper class. But they put in a thing, according to Forebear's news site, that health insurance, that only they would only be taxed if they made over $250,000 per family. But that's a flat number. Just it says $250,000. It doesn't account for inflation or anything. And since Obamacare is a long-term law, decades, inflation on average goes up. And that $250,000 will be worth $180,000 in a decade or so, and so on and so forth until you're attacking the middle class, and even the lower class gets higher taxes and higher premiums on Obamacare because they didn't have the foresight to actually read through the law and think of all the implications because it was hastily passed and not actually well thought out. Or it will come through the pharmaceutical companies, since they can't directly or as directly increase prices on the consumer or the beneficiary of the insurance. They would have to drug companies would have to start are going to have to pay it according to the exposingthetruth.com. Pharmaceutical companies will have to pay an extra $84.8 billion in fees over the next 10 years. And I don't think they're just going to take that line down. They're going to put that extra fee onto their product and eventually onto the consumer and hospitals. So the claim that Obamacare saves money is simply false. It's just taking money from somewhere else and putting it somewhere else, or putting it to a different thing. And that amount of money that they're trying to get for it isn't nearly as much as Obamacare is going to cost. So to summarize our points, Obamacare does increase costs for the consumer, especially people that already have health insurance. It will put a strain on our healthcare system because since everyone will have health insurance, for every minor thing that they feel like they could go to the doctor for or just to get a checkup or exam, they will go to the doctor, which will lead to increased wait times and shorter duration with a doctor for people who need it. Also, it infringes on it overextends the government's reach into our personal lives, claiming that we need to give them our medical records, and it overreaches the government's commerce regulatory, saying that they can tax you for just existing. The Congress and laws are supposed to regulate commerce, which is an activity. They're not supposed to regulate not doing anything, an inactivity. And that is it.